Hello, everyone, and welcome to this wealthmanagement.com Fast Chat. Today, I'm speaking to Daren Dahmer, the Managing Director of Investments at Wells Fargo Advisors. Daren, thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Daren holds both the Certified Financial Planner designation and the Chartered Financial Analyst credentials. He's been a financial advisor since about 1994. So that's great, Daren. Thanks very much. Can you describe your role there at Wells Fargo Advisors?
Yeah, so basically managing director. So to financial advisors, that basically means I run a small team. It's just me and my CA of about 100 clients. And for them, we do investment management and planning primarily.
And when did you join Wells Fargo Advisors? And why did you decide to move your practice there?
Yeah, so I joined in the middle of the pandemic, which was July of 2020, which is either complete insanity or utter genius. But yeah, it was a big, the previous firm I was at, and when I saw the menu and kind of opened my eyes to the things that were available at Wells Fargo, it was an easier choice. It took a lot of courage to, after 24 years at that previous firm, and having been in management and kind of drinking the Kool-Aid, I think it took like a courage to leave. But I think once I opened up my eyes and listened, there were a lot of reasons to move. Yeah.
Needless to say, you've done your due diligence when making the transition and looked around at other firms as well.
I did. I looked at them all. I mean, you know, when you've been in the business as long as I have, you know all the managers at all the firms, likely in your local shop, because they call you once a month, right? And so I really did. And coming from where I came from, most of the options were on the table, and even looked at it going independent, which Wells Fargo has an independent branch. But because banking is so important to me, I really felt like Wells Fargo and Wells Fargo Advisors, with the support of the bank, was the direction that I wanted my business to continue to go, and the support in those specific areas that I needed. So, if that
made the most sense for you, yeah,
it really did.
Clients.
Yeah. That's right.
So, with other advisors maybe who are thinking about making a similar move to Wells Fargo Advisors, what can you tell them about the support that Wells Fargo Advisors offers advisors in transition?
Yeah, I think that there's ample opportunity to do diligence before you make the move. It's got to be a fit, and obviously there's always a little bit of a leap of faith in terms of are what they're saying, are they going to deliver on their promise? And I can tell you that they did in every area that I felt like was important to me. You still got, you know, the healthy measure of compliance in the mix, but the support and the ability to do the due diligence before you come over and map the assets over and the types of investments you have to make sure that it's a smooth transition is pretty amazing. And then the other thing is when you come, there's a full transition team. I actually came without my CA because I had a CA that retired 2 years earlier and spent a couple of years. And that was not a stumbling block for me. I had a full transition of 2 to 3 fully staffed people that filled out all the paperwork, sent it out to clients, opened up the accounts, did all those things and checked the boxes in the right areas to make sure that transition was as smooth as possible. I felt like the manager and the manager's assistant, the second in command, had a vested interest in my business. They were there when I had a question. They helped me solve the problem. And even to this day, like a year and a half later, if I need something done, I make a phone call and it gets handled. And I've never, after 25 years in the business, I've never experienced such great support from local management in the past. And so I think that was a big one. So it really was what they said it was going to be, you know, despite the fact that there's always a leap of faith involved. So.
Well, that's fantastic. Daren Dahmer, Managing Director of Investments at Wells Fargo Advisors. Thanks very much for joining us for this Fast Chat.
Yeah, you're welcome.